Hey guys, what up? Alpha, and today I'm bringing you my Gallis FTK Chaos High Monster Beat deck. I don't really know what to call it at the moment. It's basically Gallis FTK slash OTK, but instead of Agents, which is the main build at the moment, I'm running Chaos in a High Monster Beat, this deck has been the most fun I've had in absolutely ages playing this game. It's so fun to play, and it can actually keep up competitively. Obviously, it really struggles against stuff like Skill Drain and Veiler and Maxx C and all that. So you gotta, I haven't finished the side deck yet, but obviously you'd have to slide into MSTs and stuff, probably slide out of the Gallis FTK and sort of into Chaos, but I've had real fun with this, and I'll just get straight into the deck profile. Obviously the FTK comprises of Gallis the Star Beast, Birdman and Koa'ki Meiru. If you don't know what the FTK does, I'll quickly explain it. You need these three cards for it. You summon the Koa'ki Meiru with these two cards in hand. Then you activate the Gallis in your hand to mill the top card of your deck, and if it's a monster, you special summon it and inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the monster's level times 2. And obviously, since you run an all monster deck, you'll always hit a monster. Then you activate Birdman's effect in your hand and return Gallis to your hand as the cost, and then Koa'ki Meiru will negate the effect of Birdman's special summon, so they'll both stay in their hand. And then you can just do the leap again, special summon the Gallis, and you just burn your opponent out for all their life points. So obviously start off, you run the 3 Gallis, 3 Birdman and 3 Doom. That's 9 cards already, so you run the FTK obviously. Then 3 Thunder King Rai-Oh. It's just an MVP this format. It's the best opening play you can have. Shuts down so much, really nice card. And 1 Doomcalibur Knight sort of works as a fourth Thunder King. And you can get away with running it as well, because obviously people can Maxx C to get rid of it, but it's fine for them to waste their Maxx Cs, because Maxx C actually does hurt this deck quite a bit. Then you got Triple Butcher the Black Rose, just pluses off this card when you normal summon it, and also it combos really well with Gallis, because you can normal summon this, draw a card, and then activate Gallis and synchro for like a Black Rose to blow up the field or whatnot. Yeah, quickly notes as well. These two cards combo really well together if you haven't found this out from testing already. Multiples of each can open so many different plays. But yeah, back to this. Then 3 Dimensional Alchemist. Obviously, since you run all monsters and the deck is almost all chaos, you're always going to banish a monster off this, and it just means that you can set this and get stuff back. It's really awesome card to have there. It puts in a lot of work, recycling stuff like Battle Faders and Gorz, and stuff for your FTK. Then 2 Cyber Dragon. Just because Thunder King is a sort of problem for this deck as well. This is just an instant out to it. I was originally running Rai-Oh to get rid of Thunder Kings and problem cards, but it was just too slow, so I'll probably side them. Then 2 Spirit Reaper. Card puts in a lot of work this format as well. Walls against so many decks, and you can poke with it for pluses. Get these out of the way. Need a bigger map, honestly. Then 3 Tour Guide. Yeah, sorry guys, it's a Chaos deck, you kind of need to run Tour Guide. And the obligatory Sangan. Obviously this is more important than most decks because it can search out 2 out of your 3 combo pieces for your FTK. Then the one-ofs, Honest, pretty obvious because you run a lot of lights. Honesting off a Thunder King can honestly win you games. The lone Caius. I guess you could get away with running 2 since you have a lot of ways for special summoning, but at the moment I think 1 Caius is alright. Caius is not as good as it used to be earlier on in the format, I don't think, but it's still a good card. 1 Ground Mole, just to bounce stuff. You can lock your opponent out with this card, and it's just really annoying to play around. 1 Metaion the Time Lord. This probably needs some explanation out of all the cards I've said so far. Basically, the problem I had with this deck originally is if your opponent's playing a quick deck with like the assistance of spells, because obviously that's what you're missing running an all monster deck, they would often outspeed me on the board, because obviously you're restricted to 1 normal summon per turn. So if you just end up with a hand of loads of cards that you can't do anything with apart from normal summon, you're going to fall behind. So if your opponent is pushing too hard and they're committing a lot to the board and outspeeding you as such, just playing this allows you to reset the board and put some more burn damage in. If they're putting too much pressure on you, just summon this, attack, and then bounce everything back to the deck and deal some extra burn damage. It's just really helpful if you're falling behind in terms of field advantage. Then your hand traps for protection, 1 Veiler, 1 Maxx C. You could run more of these, I probably should, to be fair. This is more of a fun deck than anything else. It is competitive as well, but if you really want to take this deck to a competitive level, you're probably going to have to run a 3 Maxx C, 1 Veiler, or 2 and 2. 1 Battle Fader. This card is really bad to draw in multiples, so that's why I only run 1. But I really think you need to run the 1, just so if you can't get to the Metaion or something to help if your opponent's outspeeding, you can like set Sangan, search the Battle Fader, and then special summon to save you from dying. And then later in the game, you can set a Dimensional Alchemist, they attack into it, you get a Battle Fader back again, and you can replay it. So I think having this one in here is really important. Then more hand traps, you've got double Trageodia, because you normally have quite a lot of cards in hand. Just sitting on like a 3k, 6k beta is really nice. And then you can discard a light or dark to the grave to make your Chaos and BLS live to take an opponent's monster, and then you can exceed, and there's just millions of plays you can do off Trageodia. Really good card. Glad it's back too. And obviously Gorz, because you don't run any spells or traps, so like you'd be stupid not to run that. So that's those. And the last cards in the deck are BLS and 2 Chaos Sorcerer. I guess you could run the 3rd Chaos Sorcerer if you want. Probably have to take out one of the non-lights and darks like Grand Mole or something like that. Because in most Chaos decks they run this setup of 2 and 1. Just because 3 Chaos Sorcerers and a BLS, you can open some really cloggy hands. But since you run all monsters, you could get away with running the 3rd Chaos Sorcerer if you really feel you need it. But yeah, that's the main deck. If you can make this on DM or just whatever, I would really honestly recommend testing it. It's the funnest deck I've played in absolutely ages. The extra deck is pretty standard, apart from there is one card extra that you can run in this deck, and that is Locomotional Genex. And you can make this with Birdman and Caius, or Birdman and Chaos Sorcerer. And it's a 2500 9-star, and its effect is when this card is synchro summoned, take control of the face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field at the highest level. So you can imagine some awesome plays you can do with that, like Chaos Sorcerer banish, like so they have 2 Scrap Dragons out, you're playing against Scraps. Chaos Sorcerer banish 1, normal like activate Gallis, bounce Gallis for Birdman, synchro for Locomotional Genex, take over the Scrap Dragon, activate Gallis again, blow up your Gallis and their back row, attack for game. Just there's some awesome stuff you can do with this card, I really like it. And I haven't quite finished the side deck yet, so you guys will have to work on that yourselves. My thoughts at the moment for the side deck though are side out of the Gallis FTK and slide into the spells, so sort of sliding into Chaos, like regular Chaos, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the deck. I'd honestly really recommend you try this. It's really fun to play. Loads and loads of awesome combos you can do with the deck. Yeah, and cheers, thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe.